to Two Old Crows Homestead. This is Shelly. I know it's been a while since we put out a video. There's been a lot of stuff going on, mainly working a lot. But today I'm going to show you my grandmother's recipe for homemade fudge. None of my kids actually know how to do this. My grandmother taught my dad how to do it, and then she also taught me how to do it. And it's not one of those quick and easy fudge recipes. I prefer her fudge, and I don't know if it's because it's her fudge recipe. Other people, you know, I've tried other fudges or whatever, and they taste good and all of that kind of stuff. And Jessica, my daughter, actually makes a microwave one that's super simple, and we might put that recipe on here too. But I really just kind of prefer this because it's hers, and I just kind of think of it as like an old-fashioned thing. So I'll put the ingredients to the fudge in the comments down below. But the thing about this is that there's like no measurements, so I'll show you what I do to measure it out. But to start with, we're gonna need sugar. This is my 5-gallon bucket of pure cane sugar that I get from a Zero Standard, but we're gonna need sugar. We're going to need cocoa. We're going to need milk, which I don't have setting out here yet. We're gonna need peanut butter, and I put walnuts in it just because you can make this without walnuts, and you can actually, once you make the fudge, you can add other stuff to it if there's other things that you like. But this was always her favorite, and it's kind of what I had growing up, so that's why I like this. We're also going to need butter and vanilla, and today I'm actually using the vanilla. I made a video how to make homemade vanilla, and this is the first time, or the first day, that I'll be using that vanilla. This was made back in August, so that's about 4 months ago. So this has been sitting on my shelf for 4 months, but I'm going to use it in this recipe today. So let's get to it. Okay. So some things about this recipe. This is actually, this was my grandmother's fudge pan. This was a, what do you call these? Pressure cooker.
I was gonna say pressure cooker.
Yeah, it was a pressure cooker pan. I have no idea where the lid went. I actually have, I'm not sure, yeah, right here. I actually have this lid that does not go with this pan, but it fits this pan. Well, kind of fits this pan. And if I use it, if I need a lid, this is the lid I use with it. But this was the pan that my grandmother made to use fudge. So when things started getting passed down, I got the fudge pan because I made the fudge. So this is the official. I don't reckon it would even taste good if it wasn't made in this pan, right? So to start, we're just going to start with the sugar. Now, when I said that it doesn't really have any measurements, I mean, it does have measurements, but so again, this is just something kind of weird. This is a coffee mug. That was my grandmother's coffee mug. Her name was Mary. And this is the mug. This is the cup that we use to do the measurements. So we just measure out, let's see. So we just measure out 3 cups of sugar. Put them in the pan. And again, when I say cup, I'm not talking about a measured cup. I'm talking about the mug. The thing about this is you don't have to have the same size mug as me. You're just going to use this for your measurements. So whatever cup you're using, you're going to do 3 cups of that sugar and then a cup of milk with the same cup. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to use this same cup and fill it up with milk and put that in the pot. You don't have to.
I'm just doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
I need a spoon.
You want me to pause off it? You're gonna have a surprise later in your video. Sorry.
So next, we're not gonna use specific size measuring spoons or whatever. I just have, like, you know, when you get silverware, you have like small spoons that are like teaspoon size spoons, and then tablespoon size spoons. Well, that's what I always learned that they were.
Sorry.
Were you farting? Anyway.
Welcome to our channel.
So anyway, oh my God. Okay, so you know how you get like sets of silverware or whatever, and you have the smaller size spoon and the larger size spoon. They're like teaspoons and tablespoons. This is the bigger spoon, and I'm just gonna do, like I did 3 of the cups of sugar, I'm gonna do 3 heaping tablespoons of cocoa. Not, you know, like that. And then I'm gonna mix all this up. Now, I know that, you know, at the beginning of the video I said I didn't know if the fudge would even taste any good if it wasn't made in this pan, because it was my grandmother's fudge pan or whatever. And you may be sitting there thinking, well, how am I going to make your fudge if I don't have the pan, right? And, you know, a long time ago when Randy, well, not a long time ago, but 6 months ago when Randy and I started this channel, one of the main reasons for doing this channel was to show our kids and our grandkids like what we're doing around here, and to have that kind of documented so they can, you know, so they know why we planted something the way we planted it, or why we did something the way that we did it. And that's kind of the purpose of this video, is someday I expect one of my kids, when I'm not here, to be like, where's Mom's fudge pan? I want to make some of, you know, what would it be? Great grandma's fudge, or if my grandkids are doing it, great grandma's fudge. And they'll have this recipe to go by. Because at some point, one of them is going to get this pan, and one of them is going to get this cup, and I pray that they'll want to make her fudge. So I'm going to get this all blended up. And then I'm going to turn it on a medium heat. I've got some chunks of cocoa in there that I'm trying to get. All right. So I'm going to turn it on a medium heat and start cooking this. And then there's kind of a, I don't know, a weird way that I test it to see if it's done. And I'll show you how to do that. So, once the fudge gets done cooking, when it gets to the point that it's ready to pour, we're going to add a stick of butter to that and some peanut butter. But so before that comes off of there, we're going to take that stick of butter that we're actually going to put in there, and we're just going to grease our platter. So, the platter that I'm using is one of those Corelle dishes, and the reason I like it is because, you know, it's kind of deep, like a, you know, it's not like a flat platter, I guess. It has a little bit of depth in it. And so I'm just going to grease that whole thing. It's going to make it easier to get the fudge out when it's done. And then get it up on the edges. And then once I'm done with that, then I'm just going to set my butter off to the side, because then it's going to be added into the fudge when the fudge is done cooking. The other thing that I need to get ready is my walnuts. So I'm going to use my measuring cup that I used for my sugar to measure out how much walnuts I want in my fudge. So everything is just kind of done with this cup. And then I'm going to put it in my little Ninja and grind it up.
That's just a standard size coffee mug, right? That they can use.
Yeah, I think it might be, I'm not sure what size it is, but I think it might be like a 6 ounce maybe. I don't know. But, I mean, the key is it doesn't really matter the size. It's just that you use it for the same stuff. So, whatever cup you're using, you're going to use it to measure your 3 cups of sugar and your cup of milk and your walnuts. It's just that same ratio, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now, I don't like it super fine, but I don't like it super big either. So I guess just kind of blend it up like this. And then that's going to go into the fudge when we mix in the butter and the peanut butter. So, I actually do not use like a candy thermometer to check and see if my fudge is ready. I have this little, I don't even know what you call it. I would think that maybe it would be called the ball technique or something. But you get a cool cup of water and you drip the fudge into it. And when that ball of fudge that you drip into it starts to harden up, then you know it's ready to pour. So let me show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, the fudge is boiling. And to check the fudge, this is a technique that my grandmother taught me. I do have a candy thermometer, but honestly, I don't even know what it's supposed to be at to make it set up right, just because I've always done it this way. But I have a shallow little dish here that's full of cool water. And what I'm going to do is stir it around and then just let it drip off of my spoon into there. So as you can see, when I put it in there, the fudge just all spread out. If I stick my finger in there, it doesn't form a ball. It's just all over the place. So this isn't ready. So I'm going to dump it out. And I knew it wasn't going to be ready. I just wanted to show you what it looks like when it's not ready. So I'll be back in a second to show you what it looks like when it is ready. So I'm going to check it again. It's been, I don't know, maybe about 3 minutes, something like that. I guess I should have been timing this. But I'm going to drop this in there. You can see. And now it doesn't spread out as much as it did before. And it's starting to form into something. Still not ready yet though. See how there's stuff like floating around? That will not be cloudy or anything. It will form into a ball when it's ready. So it's probably been about 10 minutes boiling at a medium heat. So let's see what we got. It's getting close. See how it's kind of staying in a ball? It's not spreading out as much. It's so close. So this should be it. It's been on here roughly about 15 minutes at a medium boil. So let's see. There we go. We got the ball we need. It's just kind of squishy. But yeah, that's it. So now, we're going to take it off the heat. I'm going to move it over here where it's not on the heat. So, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. I will get one of my measuring spoons for that. I think my teaspoon is dirty. So this is a quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you add that, it starts bubbling. Probably because of the alcohol. Oh my God. Smell this. Smell it.
I can smell it from here.
Vanilla
it smells
that I
really
made.
good.
It smells so good. So this is the one that had vodka in it, and it's got the vanilla beans in it. And as you use this down, you can add more vodka to it. You just keep those vanilla beans in there, and as the vanilla beans disintegrate, or the pods, you can add more to it. But you can see, like, bring it up close. You can see those are all vanilla beans. You can also see them in the bottom. You just shake it up real good, and there you go. It smells amazing. I'm gonna add my stick of butter. So now I'm getting ready to add my peanut butter using just a regular spoon like we use to measure out the cocoa. And I'm going to just get a big spoonful of peanut butter. So if you have like if you have one of those regular size jars, you know, like not the great big one, but not the itty bitty one. If you had the itty bitty one, it would be a whole jar. If it's just one of those regular size jars, it's going to be probably about half that jar. Is what we put into the fudge. And then we're going to add our walnuts. So my spoon here actually came from William at Permapastures Farms. He makes these now, which is pretty cool. He made that one and he made this one because I requested an extra long one to use when I'm canning because I have a big pot, you know, to stir stuff with. These are amazing. I love them. So if you're interested in some wooden spoons that are handmade, contact William at Permapasture Farms. So anyways, I'm going to stir my stuff up. You can see here, the butter's melting, the peanut butter's melting, the walnuts are getting stirred in. So this is probably the hardest part of this fudge. You got to stir. You just got to stir until it gets to the point that it's getting hard. Sometimes that takes a bit.
Go.
So one of the ways to get this fudge to set up is to set it in a sink full of cold water. So as you can see, it's starting to thicken up. And I'm about ready to pour this into the pan. All right.
Ready? Go.
All right, so I am ready to pour this into my pan. And it's really hot. It's not really hot, but it's hotter than I want it to be. So. It looks so good. Putting it in that cold water really sets it up fast. You almost get to the point where it's too fast. So I'm just going to press it down into my pan. And there it is. It'll go in the fridge and be cut up when it's ready. So Randy's up and he's going to try the fudge. So here we go. Want a piece? It's fudge. It's my grandmother's recipe. So try it. Tell me what you think. Is it any good?
That's really good.
It's peanut butter chocolate with walnuts in it.
You can taste the difference with the homemade vanilla. You get that little apple
Really?
bite of it.
Awesome.
Delicious. You taste the apple bite of the vanilla. Well, creamy.
So, yeah, I think I have a sifter somewhere. Right there. So, I'm going to try it.
That milk you made with the vodka and the
Mmm.
bourbon.
Oh my gosh. Brings back memories. So, I'll put the ingredients down below.
If you have your homemade vanilla, use that.
You can really taste it. It's good. So, one other thing, last night we had a tornado that came through Kentucky. It actually came through like, what, 4 different
It
states?
was a massive tornado, actually.
It was an F5, I believe. And, it traveled, what did they say, 226 miles?
235 miles and
On the ground. It traveled 235 miles on the ground. And it devastated Mayfield, Kentucky. There's a bunch of neighborhoods and areas in Bowling Green, Kentucky, which is very close to us, that got hit. We're in South Central Kentucky, and the northern part of our county, I believe, got a little bit of damage, but nothing like what happened in Bowling Green or Mayfield. Across the state, there's, I want to say the last count was right around 100 people were dead. It may be higher than that now. I know that they're still looking for people in the candle factory in Mayfield. I'm actually going to put a link in the description down below if anyone would like to, donate any money to help with the efforts to get these people back on their feet. I know that FEMA is coming in, and we're getting emergency funding from the federal government to help out. We're in a state of emergency right now. But please, more than anything, just keep those families in your prayers, especially the families who lost loved ones. And just be careful during these crazy weather times. And thank you, and God bless.